My job is complete, but Peter will continue with the dam construction. This is my last week in Suriname, and I should be home on the 15th. 1 year. I've met many people here and hope to keep in contact with them, especially Peter. Dear Peter, I made it safely back to my family, and it's still difficult for me to believe I'm home. On my way to the airport, I couldn't help but recall our first trip to the city. This time I viewed the passing parade as you might have seen it. Your phrase, good life, has taken on a new meaning. That's about all for now, Peter. Do keep me posted on the progress of the dam. And if you have time, send some pictures.
Dear Jack, I know it's been a long time since I've written, so I've enclosed quite a few snapshots for your album. I'll try to bring you up to date. Our dam project was too important to leave anything to chance. Before starting construction, we conducted extensive safety tests on a scale model. The design was proved to be good. We could begin, and begin we did. From all corners of the world, material came to Suriname. Machines, steel, cement. Additional workers arrived at Afabaka. Some were untrained, but they were instructed on the job. First of all, we dug a wide gully over the entire length of the dam. Then we constructed a cofferdam, which protected us from the river and kept our work dry. But as you know, it's not always dry in Suriname, and the clay portion of the earthen dam section had to be completed before the rainy season. We worked many hours spreading layer after layer of heavy clay over the cement injections. The clay was supported on both sides by sand conditions. 3 shifts, 7 days a week, spreading more than 7 million cubic meters of sand on a dam. Next, concrete had to be situated between both earthen sections. Downstream of the dam, we started a quarry. The big boulders were broken into almost every size: rock for concrete, fine gravel for drainage filters, and rock for the topping of roads. Thousands of tons of rock passed through our semi-automatic concrete plant as we readied for the pouring operation. And pour we did, 400,000 cubic meters of concrete. The concrete went up in steps, and the trestle was used as a yardstick. This showed us just how big this job was. Big jobs require a big organization. We had over 2,000 workers who had to be fed, housed, and cared for. This meant additional personnel was needed to administer these needs: cooks, buyers, record keepers, medical people. As you might guess, the local economy was stimulated greatly. Almost 1 million guilders, more than $500,000 were spent at Afabaka alone each month. Afabaka inspired the rest of the country. Suriname was on the move. New sluices, bridges, and roads were built, as were hospitals and schools. But more of that later. The dam wasn't finished, and couldn't be until the Suriname River was diverted. We cut through the original protective cofferdam upstream, and the water was rerouted through 3 big diversion tunnels we had left open in the bottom of the concrete section. The river wasn't stopped, but we had harnessed it. It was flowing where we wanted it to flow. Later on, we put in new cofferdams to build the dam section in the river bed. After the diversion, we worked even harder to complete the project. Meanwhile, on the road between Paranam and Afabaka, we erected 158 aluminum towers, which were to bring the energy of the power station to the new plants. At the power station, the steel casings for the turbines were embedded in the concrete, and later on, 6 generators were added. At Afobaka, the earthen dam sections got a protective cover of large boulders and fine rock as we prepared for the complete closure of the river. The mighty Suriname River was stopped forever. Behind the closed dam, the river would flow over its banks into the jungle, which was to become the storage lake. The jungle, though, was not uninhabited. 5,000 bush Negroes lived in this area, and of course, had to be relocated. The government built new villages for the Surinamers, and the natives gathered their possessions and moved into their new homes. A promising future is in store for these people. As the lake began to slowly fill, we put the finishing touches on the power station, turbines, and generators. Behind the station, transformers and high-voltage switches were erected. Afobaka Electrical Energy was ready to power its way to the smelter and the alumina plants we had started to build at Paranam. Almost 3,000 workers, many of them from Afobaka, constructed building after building. Finally, the more important plant structures and production facilities were ready. Pipe was laid, and the switching station at the smelter plant completed. Now came the moment of truth. After all these months, could we do it? Sirocco personnel oriented, indoctrinated, and instructed us. We learned to take the bauxite as it came from the mine, reduce it, and by hydroelectric power, produce a molten aluminum. Then we poured it into a mold where hardening took place. In Suriname, white alumina could be taken from bauxite and refined, then smelted into aluminum. We were ready to begin this giant undertaking. But first, the grand opening. From Holland came Queen Juliana and Prince Bernhard. They were met by Governor de Vries, and all 3 dignitaries were present to officially start us on our way.
Peter, things have really changed since I was here. And now that this project is completed, Suriname can make its own aluminum.
But beyond that, the Bukapunda project has created new skills and different jobs.
We have maintained our position as an important leader in the export of bauxite and have established ourselves in the world market with alumina and aluminum shipments. Suriname has hydroelectric power, a smelter, and an alumina plant, many times the size of the one originally specified in the Bukapunda Agreement. This plant was completed 5 years before the projected date. All of these developments have contributed substantially to the good life in Suriname. Some of the things which go to make up a good life we can obtain without any effort, as our ancestors did. But our good life is much more than that. We have nourishing food, comfortable homes, protective clothing, culture and entertainment. We have medical and dental care, sports and services, protection and transportation. We have all these because, unlike our ancestors, we have a better opportunity to work for them. We work in many ways, with our brains, muscles, talents. We deliver milk, catch fish, harvest the crop, grade the fruit, raise the cane, drive a cab, check things leaving the country and those coming into the country. We cut trees down, build houses up. We are businessmen and laborers, government workers and professional people, singers and artists, secretaries and pinch card operators. And because we work, we're able to buy, sell, and save, all part of the good life. By working together with Sirarco, our standard of living has greatly improved.
That's right, Peter. It all came about because people work together. Actually, your self-help project goes far beyond the boundaries of Suriname. It has strengthened your political climate, too. This makes it possible for Alcoa to expand, to invest capital with a feeling of confidence. And in the United States, the company is expanding to handle your exports to America. This means creating more jobs. Alcoa now has more aluminum to support its domestic markets, and Suriname's exports to other countries strengthens our position in the world market. Alcoa's research and development are great generators of new jobs. They discover and develop new products and new uses for old ones. This means diversification and expansion, a great combination for creating jobs. And this is not an isolated case. So long as an American company and the government of a nation work toward a common goal, it can only mean better financial stability for the country and its people, and a lessening of American tax dollars in the form of foreign aid. Free enterprise in Suriname is such an example of a country and private business working together toward that goal. But most important, because of a friendship which started over 50 years ago, the Brokopondo project was successful. And because of the Brokopondo project, an even stronger friendship has resulted. This is truly an example of working together. Spang Makandra.